Greetings and welcome back. It is almost winter. A windy day. And it looks like a beautiful, just windy start to our day. Here next to the lake. Oh, now rainy as well. Well, I hope you are doing well where you are. I hope everything is going well for you. And I hope everything can continue to go as well as possible for you. Let's take a moment and ground ourselves. Get ourselves settled in our spot. Relax into where you are. And let's just have some time to chill together. Enjoy coffee. And hopefully being warm. And just relax. Let's start by giving ourselves 3 breaths in and 3 breaths out, to help get ourselves settled into our place and allow our mind to relax and our body to relax as well. So how about a big deep breath in, feeling into that space, 3 fingers down from the belly button all the way to your center, and out. Next, big deep breath in, filling yourself with peaceful thoughts, or no thoughts if you can. That's not something I can do. And breathe out. And then, big deep breath in. Last one. Settling into your space, relaxing, and out. Feeling the tension leave you, and feeling you settle calmly into where you are. Well, the village is coming along well, and I hope your villages are going well. This Friday, tomorrow, so this recording is on a Thursday before the 5th, and tomorrow the new Exquisite Pack DLC will be out. I have looked over it a bit. I'm curious what people's thoughts are on it. Let me know what if you're excited about it, or if you're if you're curious about it. I am curious about it. I like the fact that there's some content coming out for all of us no matter what. There's always an update with these, and I love that they do that and give us some things that just make the game feel a little better, little tweaks that add more character to the game and just make little improvements. I love that there's always a focus on that. Oh my. That was a fun sound somewhere out there. And I'm excited to see the fact that they've added clothes for pregnancy. That's a fun thing that they've made updated for all of us, is that now there's more that people wear for being pregnant, that there's very specific maternity wear. So that'd be fun. I mean, it just gives more life to things, right? And then as far as the other parts, well, I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Oh, we're doing well on salted meat now. That's good. Oh, fish. Yep, we're getting somewhere on this. It is definitely looking like we're carrying through our seasons well. It'd be good to... Ooh, that's a bad one. We're low on water. It seems to be the consistent one that we'll be off on. It's not a ton. We'll get there. Let's take care of that while we're thinking and doing. And we'll get ourselves some food as well. And, well, on top of that, it'll also be good for us to get our stall holder in a spot where they can start selling things like cabbages. Since we have a large collection of cabbages. Alright then, we've sold ourselves out of honeycomb. Well, actually we don't need to really do that. That's okay, we aren't using it yet, and we will produce plenty as the seasons go. I think we can definitely get away with selling quite a bit of cabbage. We aren't going to use them as a landfill style of things, although this is a great way to get free fertilizer. I don't think we're struggling with fertilizer this time around. We're definitely doing okay there. Roasted fish meat would be good, but we don't really make enough of it to make it worthwhile. So at this rate, really, we don't have a lot for this person to sell here. Just getting rid of some of the cabbages would be good, although, honestly, I'm not convinced that's the right move. Let's make a better choice. And then let's get them to actually sell clothes, because we should still have the ability to sell some of our hoods. Oh, and we don't actually have any hoods. Oh, interesting. We're stuck in a funny spot. Interesting. Well, looks like we'll have to look into that one. I'll maybe make a couple of those real quick and get us going on it. Ooh, think about all the cool armors we can make in due time. Alrighty, I'm gonna have them start on hoods, and we're gonna go make a couple to make sure that we're in the right spot for that. I'm guessing we won't be able to hold in a lot of water, but we'll at least give it a shot. Well, y'all, I never took the time to properly celebrate something that's a big deal to me, and I haven't figured out what I need to do to celebrate it, right? And honestly, part of it is just honoring it and knowing it. I should say something about it, you know? And that is, getting to 2,500 subscribers is a huge deal to me. This has been a fun oh, excuse me, a fun journey, and it's been a great thing to, it's been enjoyable to bring tips and tricks to people and just bring a relaxing space to people and share my joy of games with people as well. And I don't know where I thought it would go, but I really enjoy the fact that you enjoy being a part of this. And I know there's a limited crowd for this particular series, and I appreciate you, and I know I enjoy this series a lot, and I will try to add more as well as I go. I have videos I do want to work on, and I appreciate y'all's patience. That's the thing that stands out with me, is your patience with me as a very much part-time content creator. It is definitely something that I get a bit of time to spend on, but not a lot, so it's great that people are patient with the fact that this takes me, that I don't have quite the time that other people may have to make videos faster or get them out as quickly and easily as some other creators. And I love their stuff too. It's really fun to see. So thank you is what I mean to say. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful for you being a part of this and your support. And I hope you enjoy, and I'm glad you do. Thanks for this journey to 2,500, and then what comes next. Alright, there we go. We'll get some pathways going here. We still have a bit of a process to get through here with our farmland. And of course, finishing the pastures will be a big deal. Oh, it's always tricky trying to find that little area. Nice. Alright, now what I'm noticing here that I should have known and somehow forgot is that, yeah, the bees are kind of sleepy in the wintertime. It says it's working. I wonder about that, though. It says it's working, and I don't know if I believe that in the wintertime. Ah, sorry, we have a skill point we didn't spend. I'm not sure what best to do here. Miner's Trance is great if we're mining a lot. It makes us mine quicker. Not a huge deal. Having less durability, loss of our shovels and pickaxes is nice. So I think we'll do that. Speedier mining is one thing, but being able to mine for a longer period of time and not having to buy a new pickaxe or make a new pickaxe, that's a win. We'll make a better use of our stuff. Well, with this season, I think if we have everything set here, and not everything's perfect, we're not in a bad spot. We have plenty of people working for crops. Don't know as we have to worry about, no, we don't have to worry about that. It's important to double check. Just be sure that we're in the right place with everything. We have more than enough farmers. Firewood? I think we're good. Okay, and I did I not? Oh yeah, the building limit will go up at the end of the season. Alright, well, that being the case, let's get out of here. I need to make a hood first, so that my seller can make that happen. I got distracted by talking about where we were at with subscribers. And then moved on to other things. Okay. Hoping, there we are. I'm thinking we've got plenty. We'll make a couple hoods. We'll head out just so that we have somebody who's able to sell. And maybe I'll take a couple with us just so we have extra cash. And then it's going to be time to start buying piers and decorative structures in due time here. Although we do have a winter to think about, but looking at how much fabric we have, I think we're going to be alright. We're going to be able to make plenty of hoods and be able to get ourselves over the tax hump, if you will, our tax burden that's showing up soon enough. It's not cheap, darn it. We've gone from barely paying anything on taxes and just being a small series of houses to a thriving village and perhaps thriving city in time. It's been a fun journey, and I know it has taken quite a while, and that's good. Oh.
Either it's yesterday's stew or we're going to need another bed.
You get a kick out of their dialogues. I love how they've kept the humor in the game. With this, I say wintertime. Let's do a little bit with the quest today. We'll go and actually do the Ida quest here. Get that set. Sell some things in Gustovia? Well, we'll see about that. I think I'll only have a hood to spare or two.
Today's fashion is crazy. What's next?
Go to
comfortable clothes?
Check out our quest line, and then maybe we can get things going for wrapping up this major quest. And then in winter, it would be a great time for us to focus in on building. I love using the winter for building time just because you can see very clearly the ground and how things will pop out. So that's going to be a big part of our work, is to see what things will look like, and then when the grasses and things like that pop on in, it'll look even better after wintertime. I hope your villages are doing well, and I hope you're doing well in your day-to-day. Sometimes it's not easy. We'll drop all those in here. Might be nice to have like a tree farm somewhere someday. That could be fun. Lots of copper ore. And tons of fertilizer. Okay, I was a bit nervous about the fertilizer. I am no longer nervous about the fertilizer. That's for sure. Then it'll be good to just get our people on some of these extra work ideas. We're doing okay on logs though. Looks good. Yeah, looks like we're doing good aside from having rot in the wrong spots. Rye grain, we are going to be fine here. Now we are not processing this into flour, even though we very clearly could. Part of that is just based around that idea that we're selling it to be malted. And we wouldn't want to process it down that far if that were the case. Man, we're doing really well here. I think we've got too much stuff, and it's going to be time to clear this beast out. It's just a lot of extra stuff hanging out in here. And look at all the wool. My goodness. Yeah. It's going to be time to start clearing this area out. Let's do a wintertime cleaning so we can get ourselves going. We have a whole wall to finish here. Oh gosh, we have much to do. Uh-oh. Poor thing spawned into the ground and then out. Oh. Yeah, I agree. Alright. How are we doing with weaponry? Did I equip myself? Okay, 21 arrows. I think we can make this happen. Because we're going to take a different route. We're going to go overland and just see this region a bit and get thinking about it. Because having this area to explore into is nice. There's a lot of trees. This makes for great lumber working. We will need to think about that as we expand. And this area for me is really familiar. I spent a lot of time on my first playthroughs in this region. Lots of wolves, and I would go here consistently for hunting them, and that hill was an area that I built on initially. It was a great view. You could see the entire river from there. And then this area was a nice flat expanse for building into and expanding into. Where was your first village? Do you remember? Curious about that one. Toss it in the comments and just say, where was your first village? I'm curious about that. Or where did you always want to build if you didn't at that time? There we go. Beautiful fall colors. Nice to see. Nice to see no bandits. That's kind of a win. We've been very fortunate in that. Maybe we've caused enough disruption to them that they haven't been able to establish a leader, and that there's too much disorganization and too much infighting, so that we're not seeing quite the problems we would when they've had a chance to get a leader who's able to get a massive crew together to start causing mischief. Alright, on to the village and to Ida. Oh, now I am dirty, so let's make sure we clean ourselves off a bit. Oh yeah, these have been showing up in random areas. I do get a kick out of this. Random gift baskets. Iron legwear and plum wine. Holy cow, that's amazing. These little gift bundles are full of wonderful things. I've noticed that for the Oxbow area too. I was making some things for the farming video upcoming. And that gift basket is a really big find at the start. Nah. Hi there. Is he in the privy? Okay, good. I don't need you sitting around the privy and me talking to you from the outside. That is an entertaining quest line later on, though. Ah, darn it. Just missed him. Let's see here, buddy. Are you off to chop some tree? Oh, my goodness. Oh, here you are. Oh, Ida. Ma'am. I need a crossbow from you. Oh, come on. Don't be like that. We did the riddles before. How much for it? Time critical situation. Won't take long. Yeesh. Get some fish and they'll be fresh. I don't have time to argue. Dang, nabbit. Fish meat. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, fish meat. Well, I mean, I think if we're gonna hunt, we don't really have a station that we can craft at, so we'll have to go over here. Just buy some fish meat from our neighbor. They've been fishing, so we'll get from them. Then get that crossbow and go. She said she wanted the freshest. I'm not going to sit here and take my bow out and fish in cold waters and also run into the trouble of not being able to process our meat down. Looks like our friend is way back up here.
Are you new here, mister?
Oh, no. Get around, be good.
Hello there.
Just wanted to check in with the guy. Oh, well, that's a bummer. I'll sell you a hood then. You can have the wine too, honestly. Alrighty.
See you soon.
Not enough fish meat, it turns out. We do have plenty at home, so I guess we could just go for that. It's not the freshest, though. I'll tell you what. Alright, well, gosh. We gotta go. I kind of like the idea of expanding our other village, too. Our outpost. There's plenty of room for farmland up in that area.
Every village is a bit different. Hello there.
Yeah, let's just go back home. I need some things. Curious about those new emblems. I do get a kick out of what they're saying with that. That there's going to be some new emblems in the new DLC. Let's see about that. I haven't seen a price point on that one yet, so I'm curious how much it'll go for. Seems like it adds a few things. I don't know why I thought this was the right place, but I'm dropping off the ring. We'll drop off the ring and anything that seems to be kind of tempted to run around in my iron legwear. Look at his go. I could look all tough. No, Racimir is not exactly an armor-wearing person. Alright. We'll get ourselves some fish meat here. Although, shoot, I may have to actually carve up some of our perch if she's really interested in the freshest of fresh. Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, now I feel bad for having paid for that fish, but oh well, we'll make it. I'm looking forward to upgrading these. Alright, you. Alright, we'll carve it up and get ourselves going. Yay! We'll just go until we have all of our fish from our inventory taken care of here. That's it. And then we can roast a bit of it too. Get rid of a couple trees in the way. I don't know why. It just felt like the right thing to do. Now, I do not want to go too far on this. So it looks like we're only crafted 2. Oh, I'm crafting out the purchase is what's going on. Pardon my spaciness. So fish meat, and I can't just craft directly from fish meat. There we go. Oops. My apologies. There we are. Let's get ourselves... Oh no. Cooking fish over a dead fire. Ugh. Sashimi time. Nice. There we are. There, let's get Mokashi to go. Oh my goodness, I just love watching it materialize. I love it when the donkey materializes out of the ground. I don't know why, but I always get a kick out of that. It's just like rising from the earth. Here comes your rock donkey. That would always happen with Don Quixote in the earlier playthrough, and that was just a hoot. He just like pops out of the ground. It's a fun thing. Gotta enjoy the little things. I hope your Thanksgiving was good. For those in the stateside, it was Thanksgiving last week. I hope you enjoyed yours. Ours was rather quiet. Usually it's a time where you travel quite a bit to family, and you end up hanging out, eating too much food.
Winter's coming.
And
How do you do?
for us, it was pretty quiet because everybody was sick, and that led to us staying home so we didn't pass things on to people. And then we ended up getting kiddos when people got sick again, and it was a constant back and forth of that. They went where the sun don't shine. Give me the crossbow. Yep, here you go. Boy. What do you want the fish for? Never mind. Not asking. Not interested. We'll check out from that one. Wait, what? You good, man?
How do you do?
I need a ride. I get a kick out of this. It is fun because for some reason,
How can I help you?
this is how my brain works. I know this village. I've been to it 100 times, but I don't want to misselect it somehow. Yes, but oh my goodness, these seasons for young kiddos and for parents of young kids, as I'm sure some of you may be, it is so tricky this time of year. Sicknesses just getting passed back and forth. Oh my goodness. There we go. Nay, she does not want a lot of bags. I'm certainly not going to force her to buy a lot of bags. It ain't going to work anyway, right? Okay, let's get this crossbow to Damage. Domagoj. There we are. I'll try that again. But I don't know Polish words well, it turns out. Although my family has a Polish background. You recognize this thing. Yeah, I woken the inner angler and the other person. Don't ask for the details. It's all good, man. Okay, I will let her know that you are ready. Wait. 500 coin, dried meat, water skin with water. We have that. We have plenty of dried meat. Alright, well, this will be it. Getting this... I love how they've started leaving the Hawker mask all over the darn place. Alright, well, we're not doing bad on coin. I'm happy about that. And here we go.
How is life treating you?
I'm gonna tell you right now that I need to go home. Let's go, sir. Let's go. I kind of want to move where that sign is. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this. I have it out here because I love the fact that it's marking the coming into your village, right? But the amount of time that I spend running or moving from here just to get inside is, I'm going to honestly say, a little silly. So why don't we at least just put it here as a decorative piece, and then it's at least a little closer, right? Yeah, that seems like the right move. I'm going to expand this orchard land here. I think that'll be a nice way to have the inner part going. And we'll also, I'm looking forward to some decorative spaces here. This is going to have a path, and we'll use some of those piers to make that path look really pretty. Okay, dried meat. 'Tis fresh enough. Nah, let's give him the freshest. Who am I? I'm not trying to be like that. Oh, I did fish meat. My fault. That's the problem. Looking at that, I'm saying, why does that not add up in my head here? Gotta slow down. Yeah, we'll do the... I don't have enough of the freshest. Here we are. We want him to be able to make it, right? Yeah, that's the goal. Now he's gonna unfortunately take my water skin, so... what we can do is just fill up another water skin. There we are. And then we'll get Mokosh here. Boy, this day is going by quick, but we'll get these quests set. And let's get ourselves going. We have much to do. Okay, I think it's better here. Nah, definitely. My goodness, that is definitely better. Oh, how far off were we from the tavern? I'm curious, but also I don't know if I want to see. Nicola has got to be so close to having her kiddo. Alright, off to Hornica. We've spent so much money traveling. But it'll be okay. Yeah,
How can I help you?
We need to get all the way to the far... I always think of it as the north, but the far south on our map. For some reason I consider going in the mountains the north. It's just entertaining that way.
Much still needs to be done before winter.
Here we are. Kestrel, hold the phone. Alright, all the supplies you need. Yes. Yes, he's waiting for your signal. And you get a horse. Good. I think you're right. You're good. Go to the mech and tell him everything will be waiting for him in Hornica as soon as he leaves. You got it. Okay. I'll go find Dieter, and let's go. Now, I'm gonna do that thing that's a bad idea. Watch me go. Watch me make a bad idea. Then watch me think of, oh, this is a bad idea. Here we go. Watch me make bad choices. It's not terrible choices. It's just, I'm gonna want to have decorations in the village. We'll go for it. Oh gosh, there goes all of our money.
Good
Awful.
luck.
Bad choices. I'm gonna make some more hoods and we're gonna catch ourselves up to that, but it's gonna be nice to use those for decorating. We're also gonna buy the pier and we're gonna spend our wintertime recouping money. And we'll get there. Alright, Mokosh, we have a ride ahead of us, and it's gonna be through a little bit of treacherous areas here. Let's avoid the wolves. I gotta tell you, we better get ourselves a drink of water real quick. Drink, and then let's get our water skin and refill it. Here we are. Some fresh water from the stream. Perfect. Alrighty, and the bow.
Move on.
I don't know what we'll see, and hopefully nobody's on the look out for him. Oh my, look at the piloting of this guy. Don't look too closely at my driving. Dangerous. Alright, now take the curve, veer at the path. I don't know why I'm seeing such a bright area over here. Sir, if you want to be hidden, you need a fire that's not so easy to see. Alright, friend. Peter, everything's ready in Hornica. Because I'm Lordan's blood and the same as him, I'll always keep my word. Damn you, son. Weren't those eyes? Fine. I'll tell you what I know. Then I'm out of here and I advise you to do the same. Just tell me. Awake in the middle of the night, a cloaked man said that there had been an accident, someone was in need of my attention. I wasn't thinking much of it. Part of my duty, and I was half asleep on top of it. Grabbed my mantle and walked out with the stranger. Rain pouring down from the sky so heavily I almost hurt. Setting us up. Realized the man was talking to his Castilian's house. Ooh, I asked him about it, and he confirmed. The accident happened to the Castilian, he said. His voice was so faint I could barely understand him. We went in the house, and there I saw Lordan. It was clear to me that I'd been lied to. I wanted to run, but the cloaked man blocked the way out. Oh gosh. Lordan's throat was sliced open. He looked peaceful, as if he was sleeping. His eyes were closed, the wound was elegant, the cut was really precise. I wonder if Lordan had even realized he was dying. A man spoke to me in the same faint voice as before. Told me to burn the body as soon as the rain stopped, and that way I wouldn't even need to lie because nobody would presume a disease. And that's exactly what I did. And he helped me. Helped me move the body and light it up. Helped me scrub the blood off the floor and burn the sheets. He was very polite. Calm, but not cold. In the end, he asked me if he needed to threaten me with death. I denied it. It was clear from me the moment I saw the blood. I went back to my affairs and never told anything about it to anybody. Then a couple weeks later, I've run from Gustovia free for my life. Why? Because the man in the cloak became the Castilian himself. Oh, yeah. And for those who haven't seen this part of the story, I hope you enjoy that portion of it. I know I've seen it before, but yeah, you're lying. You would never have done it. I'm sorry, what's his name? You know his name. Just tell me his name. Unigast. Yeah, and so Unigast, the guy who's been helping us out, he killed my uncle. He's the only reason why I'm never going to see the man. And we had such a hard start here. Just trying to survive in the valley. Having no family to come to, having lost everything. And then come to find out that everything that I would have had here, everything we would have had, he took from us before we even had a chance. Like death at childbirth. Everything you were hoping for, stolen before you could even know what it was. Racimir will take some time to clear his mind, but the feelings of rage will be building up in him. He needs time to speak to the gods, to meditate, or to just take time to slow down. This will be a hard night, but a lot of decisions to make. We'll have to talk to Stoslaw. And maybe even ask the gods what to do. Unigast has to pay. There's no way around it. He took everything from our family before we even knew there was a crime committed. Oops, and then, look at that. Speaking of bandits, goodness, we better ride fast. Looks like they are reestablishing. It's almost like things are cascading together. Bad news loves to travel together. Now we have to figure out if Unigast has... What does he do in this? Is he a part of these things? How far does this extend? Or is he just a coward who had to kill our uncle because of jealousy? And it's that simple. We need to know more. We've got to know more. Oops. Too busy thinking. Not enough time thinking about where we're driving. Don't need to crash ourselves into a tree. We won't get revenge then.
Let's go.
Here we are. Everything I have is here. All I have is here. And everything... These are the thoughts of Racimir, of course. Everything is here. Everything that we've made on our own. Unigast has helped allow us to be here. But it isn't his doing. Everything here is our doing. Well, with this night, Racimir would wake up, Soislawa, and he would have a long conversation. And I will see you all on the morrow. And as the year wheel spins, we head into winter. And what a winter it will be. As the world goes to sleep, as death descends on the land, if we think about it in the old ways that he would have worshipped at the time, that this is the season of dying. This is the season of things sleeping. This is the season where we reflect on death and we respect the fact that it's just a part of a cycle. And that there's new life afterwards, and that spring will come. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Good to see you, kiddo. Brown and gray. Oh, well, we'll find your stone, kiddo. You have fun. It's going to be time to confront Unigast. He's going to need to pay for what he did. And he's got to know that his secret, there is no more secret. Alright, and when we think about death and what we have to confront with Unigast, there may be more to the story than what our rage is going to tell us. And for us, as us viewing this, as us going through the series, I do want to let you all know that after this episode, and I won't finish the storyline this episode. That way there's a chance for people to make the choice. This has been a playthrough that we've done together. Huh. There's a log out there. Well, not sure why I left the log out in the lake, but... Ooh, gotcha. On the move. Oh god, it's cold. Why? Oh, such a bad idea. Such a bad idea. Yeah. Freeze our poor legs off, and then sit around and dry our clothes off for a while. Anyhow, so... Since we've done this series together, and since we've been through the whole storyline, this is the final part of the Valley story. And this does wrap it up, and there is a choice to make. And I don't want that choice to be mine. It can be if you so choose, and it can be up to y'all as well. I would prefer it's a vote, and I'm going to ask that you in the comments, and I've mentioned a few things in the comments now, and of course, I should stick to one thing, and feel free to have as much in the comments as you like. I read them all and I love responding to them, so take the time. If you have the time, I appreciate it. But let me know what choice you want to go with and I'll summarize them so you know. A little bit of spoilers here, and I won't say the full extent of the story, so if you haven't gotten this far in the storyline yet, please do know that it's not black and white when we get to the end of this. It is very gray, but it's also very gray from the perspective of a person who committed a crime. So we get to kind of weigh these things back and forth in our minds. Anyhow, one of the choices is that we can exile and understand what Unigast did. And that's going to exile him and send him away. And it's going to say that we understand what's going on with him and why this was a thing. Why he made his choice. But there is also that aspect that he did take a life, right? And exile can be one of the pathways we have him confront that through. We can also have him exiled, but have a more neutral look at what he said, to say it's not really a you did the right thing or I understand what you did. It's more a look, you will have to confront what you did and you'll have to deal with your choices. And it's on you to process that, but I'm kicking you out of the valley, and that's what's going to happen. Then, there are two more options that involve him getting punished by death, and that can be in a, we believe what he did was right, in that he will find out about some things that aren't so great about Lordan, and we will have to decide whether we believe that's enough to justify his death or not. And finally, the other choice is that he's a murderer and he needs to be hanged, and that's just what happens. That's how crime and punishment work. So those are our choices in a very vague summary. I apologize. I'm not trying to give away a lot of spoilers, and I think at this point you know it. I mean, Unigast killed him. But know that, and if you haven't seen this part of the story quite yet, know that it does turn out that Lordan isn't being a good person according to Unigast by the end. This is interesting though, because we don't really have a counter story. So we're going to hear Unigast's story, and we're not going to have anyone else's perspective to add to that, and we're going to have to make the choice with what we do with that. Oh man, I forgot here, we don't have the resource storage close enough anymore. Anyhow, so that's where we're going to be at. So please do let me know which one you think. And we'll go with that version of the storyline. I'll think of some narrative to go along with that as best I can. And we'll wrap up this particular part of the story with Unigast confronting his future. Now for today, oh my, I'm out of straw. That's impressive. I think it's time for us to go get that doggy to help us out, because I guarantee you we have straw, that's for sure. And I will say, this has been a very fun series to record. I know it doesn't get quite the amount of views that other series will, but I've very much enjoyed it, and I'm grateful for the suggestion to do this series, and I'm grateful for y'all to have been consistent viewers of it. I've really enjoyed this quite a bit. And I hope you have too. And I will say that it's not going to be done, per se, but I do think I'm going to step away from it for a while after our final episode of the winter and year 9. I'll plan on stepping away from this just for a bit to give some time for some other projects, because this does take a bit of time, and it's been worthwhile. And I would love to, and I'll put something on my page to ask for thoughts on where to go next. I've heard some great ideas. People have suggested some great things. So, and thank you for that. I really appreciate it, because I am a new YouTuber, and I'm learning things, and I'm doing some things right, and I'm sure I'm doing some things wrong. And it's good to learn, and your perspective helps me figure out how to do this right. And I do want to make content that people enjoy, and I do love being able to take the time to spend with y'all on these. And I would love to know what your thoughts are. Alright, well. Oh boy, so much fertilizer. And I very much enjoyed this game. And of course, there's always more things coming out, and today marks the day where the new DLC comes out. And that's going to be something I'll summarize in a little bit. We won't see it in this episode just because well, I'll do a quick bit at the end. But the new attire will show up. And from there, we also have some new outfits you could get if you buy the DLC. Here we are. Okay, let's go. Well, there's a lot on Racimir's mind today. Having to think about what to do about Lordan and where we're at with this. I mean, he killed a man in cold blood, or it's perhaps cold blood. It's hard for us to know exactly without having more of the story. And we only get to have the story as we hear it from the people who've committed the crime. We'll never get to know what Lordan's side of this deal is, which is unfortunate. and definitely puts us in a strange position. And bam! You know, it has been a while since we've had a Raven's End in a Raven's End, so it's appropriate, I think. There we are. Done. See you later, crow. Oops, probably helps to rearm the trap. No wonder we're not catching anything. There we go. Don't need rats in the storage. I'd say that is one thing I would love for us to see in the future for the game, is that you actually be able to put things like rat traps in structures like this. Because for me, this makes way more sense that I would have a rat trap right in here. Right? But it all goes straight to the ground. So that would be nice to have. Alright, 3,000 monies. We need a little more coin because I'd really like to get this dock made. And if we're going to be ready for next season, oh. Hold on a second here. We need to get some people assigned to workplaces. I got too caught up in where we're going next and not caught up in enough. I didn't get caught up enough in getting things back on track. There we are. We need you here. Yes. And there we go. There we go. You there. Extraction. Nice. She's down by us. Interesting. Then she was meant to be either a lumberjack, or she could also be somebody working in our excavation shed. Nope. That's already set. And let's get another lumberjack. Lumberjill. Perfect. It is going to be worthwhile to expand the mines, and there's so much more that will be worth doing as we go forward. And I am excited even to just think about where things will go in time with this village, because there is still a long way to go. I mean, there's a lot of good that can be done to decorate this place, and I'll make sure to, as I get time to do this as an aside one, I'll make sure to show you updates on the village and do some work on it here and there. I hope that'll work out for people, and if people really do want to keep just having this space, I do my best to continue this as well. But I am very much open to suggestion and happy to get your input and your feedback. For today, let's see here. Our first day of winter. I want to get a bit of money just because we have taxes to think of. We don't have to stop paying taxes even if this guy is not going to necessarily have a future here. Doesn't change the fact that the king is going to expect our taxes from our land and our extensive amounts of property. So we will have to make sure that we are prepared for that. Alright. I am excited to do some more expansive work in our mines. Nicola is busy taking care of her new youngster, but daydreaming of what they'll do someday, and as well as what projects she'll be working on when she gets back into the forge, back to the anvil, ready to strike iron and make steel. Well, that will be something that we'll be excited for, to see what she can craft. And her apprentice is, of course, doing his best and becoming quite a savvy individual himself. And in time, he'll become quite the armorer himself. Nicola seems to have a mind for an edge, and in the process of making the elite armor that we gave to the king, it wasn't only Nicola that was able to make the armor properly. She's the one who figured out how to make steel out of the iron and how to properly process it, add carbon, and make it actually finer, stronger, and more functional, and durable, and less rust, less subject to corrosive, less rusting. It was her partner in work who's been finding all of these interesting ways to fit the armor properly. Having been somebody whose mother was a tailor and father was a leather worker, he was able to make a lot of key insights on how to make the armor fit properly. So rather than just focusing on the we're going to make the metal the perfect focus of this, it became not just that the metal needs to be shaped properly, strong, durable, resistant. It was also that this has to fit well, this has to wear well, otherwise a knight in the most fine armor with the best possible metal attached to it, the best steel that one can have, won't help a person survive a battle if they can't stand wearing it right through the air. Ah, you see that? Did you see that? Oh man, that was a great shot. There we go. Raven's End indeed. Alright, anyway. Now that I'm off my high horse and having fun just making shots in the air, let's go fix stuff. I did see a few buildings that were telling us that they're in trouble. Yep, the donkey shelter and the fold, we already knew about them. But let's double check the rest. Oh, tell me more about this thing. No tool? No knife. Oh, poor Nimrod. And there he is just sitting there trying to do his work and just saying, meh, you don't want to equip your people, I don't want to work. Okay, let's see here. We can probably get a couple stone knives in there just to get him going for a while. And it's not like we haven't crafted a stone knife before. We've had to do that. The amount of stone knives. People, the amount of stone knives I remember making. When first playing this game, I would start out, and this was back when you really had to use the unstuck feature, and it teleported you back to where you started in the valley. And you were like, whoop, right there back in the map, and that's back when people used to use that as a convenient way to move massive amounts of resources, which was so funny. I would start my game out, I would gather all the sticks and stones I could carry, run to Gustovia, and I would sit outside of Gustovia and craft stone knives, and walk away and do other things, of course. And I would eventually come back, and there I'd have a whole stack of these things. And yeah, then you'd go on about your day selling a bunch of stone knives that were worth a pretty good amount considering. And that would launch your career, and I would buy a bunch of flax seeds and go start my garden. And then that was my first village. It would always kind of start that same way, every single time. You look cold over there, buddy. Now, I'm not going to hit a sheep, ideally. Yeah, right. You wouldn't be happy. I know, there are bad jokes. Oh no, see there's a bad joke in that too. Oh, I won't say it. See, there it is. That kind of joke. Alright, well, as we look about this area, as we see what we have, still need that tavern. And of course, I'm not going to let that hang. Like, when I get to the point where I've got 10,000 tech for production, I will make sure that we have an episode that shows where we go with that tavern and what this front area looks like. And I'm excited for that. I do think in due time, I want to make this front area have a wall, and even have a wall that looks like an actual proper-ish defensive wall, which I've had fun with in other playthroughs, so why not try it again here. This inner wall will just be the inner wall of the city itself. Alright, now we need to figure out what your job is here. Like, what do you do? And of course, we have a buildings limit that we don't have reset until after seasonal change. Cancel that, change it right now. Sorry about that. I forgot you can change that one on the fly. So, what do we have going on for this person here? We could easily have this be the cobbler, and I think that would be a fine idea. Let's see here. We can't do Fletcher because it would make not a lot of sense to have somebody shooting arrows into this other person's home over there. This area has a really big space. I'm kind of tempted to think about this one as another garden, in a more... Maybe we can think about this more as a... Since these people are, we know they're the baker, they've got a huge area, right? I'm thinking, why don't we berg this off? That's not a verb. Certainly not a verb, but we're going to berg this. And we're going to berg it and make it I think this will be another garden area. Oh, Mokosh, what are you doing? Care about you deeply, donkey, but I also need to know what you doing right there. I know, it's my fault. I put you there. I remember that. We parked there because we needed to. Oops, helps to get right angles when you're looking at things. Looks funny if you don't get the right angle, it turns out. Now, we'll do this, but this is only so we can establish our angles properly. Alright, let's do... you know, it's funny that I would say I'm trying to do the right angle properly and then I don't use north, south, east, west. Don't check my data. Yes? Good bop? Bad bop. Not good bop. Alright, let's try that again. That was a bad bop. We gotta make sure that when we bop this thing, we're right there. Tell me you remember the bop it. We ended up getting that game for the kids because it's so funny. That it's such a thing from back in the day. And it is, as I still remember, it's difficult, man. I think we will follow the contours for this walking path. I like the idea that we've actually berged right up to, again, proper verb, berging. We'll berg this beast right on. And we're also going to curve the berg. There's a berg curve right here. Yep, that's a berg curve right there if I've ever seen one. And that berg curve is going to represent just the fact that this hill is kind of absurd, right? Like, I don't think you'd be planting a lot of stuff on a hill. I think we're about to discover a bit of an issue here, aren't we? Yes, now that we've done that side, we're going to match this side. So that berg curve, possible that that berg curve has no future. Oh yeah, that berg curve has no future. That is too wide of a berg curve. I need City Planner Plays to help me out making that berg curving an official term for city planning. And at least it's an old medieval term, I'm sure. I enjoy his content too. He was one of the people who got me inspired to start out as well. If you haven't seen it, he does a lot of city skylines and things like that, and he actually knows the field, so that's a lot of fun. You know what? I'm thinking that this is where realistically maybe we could put this out. Kind of don't love the fact that there's an asymmetry here, right? Like that's part of the decor, that's part of the aesthetic, right? That by having it out like that, it's just, it shouldn't be mismatched with the start of that. And then, because this now looks absolutely weird, maybe we can do some, kind of get an idea, putting some bushes here, right? Happy little bushes. Yeah, this is not bird curve work here, you know, I mean, this is very much not bird curve work. Are you joking with me? I'm gonna tell you right now, that these are very different distances. And that just bothers the eye. Now, does it need to be perfect? No, and I know, and yes, please don't sit around and try to make everything exactly right, exactly perfect. At some point, it's dang it. At some point, it's not worth it, and that's the problem with having three of them. There we are. Well, anyway, let's get back to it. It doesn't have to be perfect. There can be a lot of joy in just making it what it is. I feel like that's got it. Perfect. There we are. I'm a little nervous that that doesn't have the exact left-right alignment, but we're not going to worry about it right now. We're not going to let that be the thing that becomes a stressor. There is no point to that. Now I think if I do that, I can get the long here. No, just a little off. I was going to see if I could. We can fudge that. That's it. Bang. Now, is it a little off kilter? Yes. You are totally right about that. Right. There we are. Oh no, all the animals need feed. I'm not going to stress on that one right now. My goodness, we'll do that before the end of the day. We have a lot of wool, and we have a lot of all the rest of the things, so not too worried about it. You know, it does get me wondering, and you have watched me play this and make so many mistakes along the way, and I appreciate your patience in all of that. Yeah, we're good. In that, I do make mistakes, right? And it is totally okay. I don't want you to see a perfect person play. That doesn't exist. And even the people who are incredibly good, they make mistakes, and that's half the fun. But I'll be genuine in my inability to be perfect. And make many mistakes. Perhaps sometime in the future it'll be good to do a playthrough that actually involves trying to do all the things right, and I'll make sure that I really pay attention to what I'm doing. A good challenge for me because I have a fairly disorganized mind. There we are. One thing that stands out though is I want to make sure in the way that I talk is also conveying the idea that I may say I have flaws, but I don't think ill of myself. And I hope that you can see anything that could be determined as a flaw by some, and that you can see those as just parts of you. They aren't bad. They're just parts of you. Things that make you unique are things that just make you the you that you are. And that's really all that matters. And I'm happy with you as you are. I wouldn't want a perfect version of me, as it doesn't exist. And that perfect version of me wouldn't have figured out bird curves. I mean, yeah, how about that? There's good to come with it, there's challenges that come with it for sure. And that's not to downplay any of the challenges you face with the things that make you uniquely you. But those challenges do make you uniquely you, and allow you to see a perspective in life that maybe not everybody else can. And maybe that's something you offer to other people, and that they see that too. And even if it doesn't turn into something you have to share with others, it's something that is worth taking the time to share with yourself and know that it's okay. You are fine the way you are. Happy to have you the way you are. I'm happy to have me the way I am. And there was definitely a time in my life where I would not have been able to say those words. And it's good to be at this point now. There we go. I'm thinking it's not the right thing to do because, you know, I shouldn't have a bunch of trees where there's going to be a garden. But for some reason, I'm drawn to having a maple tree here. That's a good looking tree. Can't remember what they all look like. That's a shorty. Shorty but a goodie. That's a tall one. Okay, tall, thin. B is a tall, thin. I had a whole video where I broke down these things down and showed people what they look like. I think I like C the most so far. Oh my, no, I like D the most. I like that big bushiness, big branches everywhere. Holy cow, now I'm stuck. E or D? We're going with E, because it's the one we have right there. And I did a whole breakdown on that DLC and the Echoes of Nature patch, so that you could see all the different trees and the different seasons. You should go back and watch that so I know what they look like, right? Anyhow, let's get ourselves here. Now before the night ends, I'm gonna very much want to I'm just gonna buy the schematic. We didn't get out and sell stuff today, and it's not gonna matter because the vendors don't restock cash until the next season anyway, so it won't don't matter whether we go there right now and sell the things today or we sell them tomorrow. We're going to have to sell them one way or another in winter. That's what we're going to do. We'll still get the cash either way. So I'll go buy the pier. There was a suggestion on something to make. I want to make that thing. And I want to have that moment where we get to wake up. Or have you all see the waking up at that little place up by the dock. Had a beautiful night. It was a beautiful full moon here last night, and it was so cold, so crisp outside. It was a really nice feeling. It was fun to see the moonlight lighting up the snow. It's always a gorgeous thing. It turns out there's a little ways to go. So we'll finish this up, I'd say, tomorrow. I want to focus on something else for a quick bit here. So let's get at least the edges of the bird curve done. And we'll go from there. It's a rather gridded bird curve, I'll tell you that. It's gridding is a great way to go. Keeps things organized. Probably not the way things would have been done back in the day, but it does still look good. So hard to beat that. There we are. Okay. Time to unlock some tech. Oh man, 6,000? Yeah, we're a little ways off from that one, that turns out. Now with this, I am a huge fan of log walkway. No, not the log walkway. Simple pier. Need to find that one. And I don't remember where it is, so bear with me. Oh, there's so many things I'm going to unlock at some point in time. Just decorate away. I guess log walkways must be... Oh yeah, because the upgraded ones are made out of planks. That's why I'm not seeing it there. Wood pier. Bam. That's the one. Oh, 700 coin to go. Well, better not let Racimir die here today. And we made our fish earlier today so we could be ready to eat. Alright, now let's find out if things worked out the way I was hoping. Obstacles. Oh no, we don't want obstacles. We might have to move some things, it turns out. Oh yeah, we might have to move back some of the gardens, because I want to be able to have space for this. I have a plan, you see. Oh, boo, what a sad day this is going to be. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, anyway. That's what it is. Now, what we're going to do here, let's make sure we line it up. Place that, but then we need to do the height. Oh no. Fine. Make a couple torches here. I had to double check what I was pressing, I didn't want to do any more sitting around having you wait for me to exactly figure out what the button key, what the stroke was for doing things. Oh, there you go, buddy. Now let's get this lined up right. I want this to look good. Right, there we go. Okay, and then what we'll do with that is, you know what? I think we can fit one more. There we go. Oh, it is just off. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So we'll take this one. And that puts us as a 3 and a 3. Okay. Now, next step. Oh, we have 2,000. Yeah, we do. There we are. And so, what we'll have in the springtime is a nice, beautiful walkway that we can go through that feels natural. If it were me and I could get away with doing it, I would have hops on these, and it would be hop trellises that grow up to the pier. Not only is it functional and smell amazing, but hops are a wonderful crop just to have around. So that's what I would do with that. If it were for real life. As they would say in Bluey. I might have gone a little up and a little too high. I might have gone a little too high in the piers. So that could be an update. I could fix that too. But it doesn't have to be perfect, right? That's the point. It doesn't have to be perfect. But if I was going for perfection, you can believe I would definitely fix that. There we are. Now, that does, of course, really limit the way the fields are going to go here. And that's okay. Oh, that fence is a challenge. Ooh, not bad, actually. I don't really feel like that's a problem. Looks like you're going to have to find a new spot, friend. There we go. Let's get this set and then we'll wrap her up. Now, since there is a bit of a break there, we will also have a break for our farmland there too. Hopefully I got that set. Yes, I did. There we are. Now, I may not want to go all the way, as we should probably have a spot where the equipment gets stored. So I think we'll do that here. That being the case, we've got ourselves, that's not the goal, here we are. We get ourselves set with this. And for symmetry's sake, let's do there. Oh, darn it. And darn scarecrows. Get out of here. You're in the way. Oh, so cold. Yes. Alrighty. Now we'll get this wrapped up and then that's it. I look forward to hearing what your choices for the future of Unigost are. And I look forward to our next episode that will be the last in this series just for a little while. And I really appreciate you being a part of this. This has been a lot of fun for me. I know it's not for everybody. It's not everybody's into the pace that this has been. And that's okay. Really? There we are. Pieces of hammer flying everywhere, right? There we are. We'll take care of this a little bit here and get that field set up and fix that fencing. It won't look right if we don't get this here. There we are. And there we are. That's gonna do it. We'll turn on destroy mode so we can actually see where our fences go. We'll fix this fence and be done. Actually, you know what's worth talking about is that if I'm doing things right in the way that I set up my rules in this one, this fence has been here too long, and it is very much time for us to tear this thing down. That we should have to rebuild this fencing based upon the rules that I set forth, and that's just fine because here we are, and we certainly don't need to have this fence here. I would like to upgrade it to stone, but I don't want to take the time here now to do that. We'll just put the fencing up so it can look nice and so we can see what we've got. Gonna run ourselves out of sticks. There we are. Now, as a thought, because always take care of the things in the moment that you need to take care of. If it's on your mind, make sure you get it done. Sometimes it's easy to completely forget things, at least that's my perspective on it, is that if I don't do it in the moment, sometimes I'll completely forget, as I know I have on other things in this very game. There we are. It's going to be handy just to have more people on sticks. There we are. Firewood, as I recall, we were actually good on, so let's just change that up a bit. Beautiful. Tomorrow, animal feed, sticks, and a confrontation with a murderer. And us having to face dealing with a past we never had a chance to experience. And can it really take away from what we have established here? Is it really worth letting that change the joy, the good that's come of everything we have in this place? Yeah, Unigost is not good, and what he's done is wrong. I never knew Lordan. Honestly, we never knew him. Do we know if the story's true? He sounds larger than life. The stories just seem fantastic. Maybe there is some fantasy to it. And who knows, maybe part of Unigost's story is going to be just as fantastic. It's hard to tell. There's a great difficulty in finding true innocence. Well, y'all, take care. See you again.